Hello, Georgetta Gancars here, and I hope you're having a great day. Today we're just going to learn a little bit about color, and this is going to be in a three-part series. So the first thing I want to show you what we're going to be doing. So I did a bunch of abstract paintings and figures based on color, and these are the landscapes. And we're going to be studying a little bit about Fauvism and Impressionism. And in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to start out simple so we can learn about our color palette. And we're going to do something like this. This gives us a little bit of rich color. It tells us about what the information is on the color wheel. And what I did is I started with my warm colors. So I have some yellow, and then yellow and red is orange. I have a neutral color here that is mixed into the orange, and I have my red. So I have warm here, and then I have my cool colors down here. And what I did is I used a very dark purple, I used an ultramarine blue, and then I brought down some of the light and blended it here. I also looked at the color wheel, and I have yellow against these greens. So what I'm just doing is when I'm looking at the color wheel, I'm kind of playing the opposites against each other. Okay, so I might have blue and orange, red and green, or violet and yellow. And here is my palette for today. I have some blue, lighter blue that I mixed, ultramarine blue and white. I have light green here. I have my color wheel green, which happens to be just green and yellow mixed. So you could have like a phthalo green and a yellow, cad yellow if you didn't have that. I have my ultramarine blue. I have some purple violet. I have my phthalo green, and I have a bright aqua green here. I have turquoise. I have another purple. I have my cad yellow. I have some orange, and if you don't want to use cad yellow, you can use a substitute. You could use a lemon yellow. It's a little bit brighter, but it would still work. And then here you have your primary red or your Napa red, my alizarin crimson, my neutral color, and then I have gel medium. And because this is acrylic, I'm going to be working in layers, and if I add the gel medium, it gives that translucency quality to the paint. The next thing that I did is I kind of outlined my canvas here, and what I did is I used my pencil, and I used a number H. And if you do have drawing pencils, right, you'll notice that the H down here is more of the lighter pencil. So let's get started. So I'm going to use a palette knife, and I'm also going to use the combination of a brush. And I want to think about opposite areas. So at the top, on the color wheel, so at the top here, I'm going to put my light blue, and I'm just doing this fast. And you can see when I'm dragging the knife, I'm leaving these little spaces kind of in between. So I get a wonderful little texture here going on. I didn't cover all of it. Okay. And this is just blocking out the color and lying it down fast. And then I have my rag. I'm just wiping my palette knife clean. And I'm going to move to my next color, which is going to be this blue violet down here. Okay, I'm just dragging it down. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to also use the brush in these areas, but I'm just putting on as much color as I can now. Okay, and now I'm going to take a little bit of my gel medium, which is clear, and I'm going to add some purple to it. And I'll show you, if you mix like 75% of the gel medium and a little bit of the purple, you'll get this really light kind of purple wash. You can see how light it is. It's a little transparent. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that little transparent wash, I'm going to put it here. You can see at the corner how light it is. I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to put some of that transparency in here. I'm going to drag it down with a knife. So what happens is when you're mixing it with the gel, you get this transparency. And it makes a nice texture. Okay. And you can still see some of the canvas. Brings down a little bit of the color. You don't have to add water, and you still get the thickness of the paint. Okay, and now I'm just going to leave that like that, and then I'm going to move on to my orange. And for my orange, I'm just going to use, let's see, use a bristle brush, and I'm going to use a number 12, just a flat brush, has texture, and I'm going to add my orange here. You can see it's a pretty much bright color. It was just a little bit of my maple red, if you don't have it, and your yellow. Just going to blend that a little bit where they meet. Okay, so you can see the blending a little bit here, not a lot. And then I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm going to move on to my next color. And you really have to make sure that you clean your brush well, so you're getting the real pure colors. If you don't, you can always use a new brush. If you don't have time, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to put my natural light blue up here, lighter blue. And you can see that's much lighter, again, than the blue that we had over here. It's a little bit of a contrast. And then I'm going to start with my greens. And again, you don't have to keep using a new paintbrush. I just happen to because I'm on camera and I have to go kind of fast. So I'm going to use my yellow greens. And this is really bright. You can see it's yellow with green. And I'm just filling it in here. And cleaning my brush. I'm going to move to pure yellow. I'm just kind of putting this, oops, it's yellow here. And it works really well against the purple. Then I'm going to have some yellow here, but I'm going to add a little bit of red to it. And I've done that, again, because the red contrasts this lime green on the color wheel. And then I'm going to have a little bit of orange up here. That orange is a relationship to this orange. And then here I'm going to have a light green. It's going to be a little bit darker than the green that we have here. And this color is going to change. Okay, and then I'm going to have a really dark green here. So again, this is just the placement of the colors. I'm going to work with the colors more and bring them out. But this is just what I want for now. Okay, and then what I need to do is I need to bring this out a little bit brighter. And this is where I use my neutral colors. And it's going to get much brighter. I'm just laying it down now. Okay, and this would be your step one. Okay, so you can see as when I started here, of course the colors are different. This one was much brighter, right? And it's blended. This is not blended at all. Now to blend it, of course, we have to have two areas wet. So we're going to wipe it off, and we might start blending now these blues. We might leave a little bit of the transparency with that, but not that much. And you can blend it the way you feel. That makes you feel good as you're painting. We can add some greens here too into the blues and blend it when it's wet. You can play with your brush and just put that on really thick. Where you get this kind of texture going on. You see that texture of those little squares? You can leave them. And you can work with them later and let them dry and build up on them again. You can even do light washes. Now, if you notice on the other painting here, I had purple with the blue shadow. Now I have to think about what kind of shadow that I would want here because it could be darker. I could go crazy and have a yellow shadow. I could have a dark red. I could also have a brighter blue. Let's just put that in now. We're going to change it. We're just going to put that there for now. We're working it up. And we really need to bring out the colors. So let's bring down this blue. Okay. The next thing we have to do, so now we kind of almost have our main colors, but we need a little bit of contrast over here. Let's bring in some yellow, and we're going to light it up by doing white. So this is what I would do first for my color, blocking out the colors, and then you can start adding more colors on top and changing them and blending them. So try something like this. Try something with color. Try experimenting with the color, dragging the brush around, using different size brushes, using the edge for the color. For an example here, I might, I could have a darker shadow, but I could also, lightly bring in some red, barely touching it. And now you have this kind of like red area where it's very slight going around. You could brighten it with a little bit of pink and try playing with the canvas. But this would be the first step. Again, looking at the color wheel and trying to do something like this. So I'll do another side where we come back and we change it. Okay, see you soon.